Well, it was Bloody Sunday, March 7, 1965, about 3 p.m. There were 600 of us walking in an orderly, peaceful, nonviolent fashion. We were on a sidewalk crossing the bridge. We got to the edge of the bridge. We saw a line of Alabama state troopers, and behind the state troopers, the sheriff posse was on horseback. The man identified himself and said, "I'm Major John Cloud of the Alabama state troopers. This is an unlawful march. It would not be allowed to continue.
It'll be detrimental to your safety to continue this march, and I'm saying that this is an unlawful assembly. You have to disperse. You are ordered to disperse, go home, or go to your church. This march will not continue."
And a young man walking beside me from Dr. King's organization by the name of Jose Williams said, "Major, give us a moment to kneel and pray." And the major said, "Troopers, advance." They came toward us, beating us with nightsticks, trampling us with horses, and releasing the tear gas. I was the first one to be hit. I was hit in the head by a state trooper with a nightstick, and I had a concussion at the bridge. My legs went from under me. I thought I saw death. I thought I was going to die. I don't understand it. How President Johnson can send troops to Vietnam. I cannot send troops to Selma, Alabama, to protect people who only desire to register to vote.
People often ask me, why do you come back? What purpose does it serve? We come to Selma to be renewed. We come to be inspired. We come to be reminded that we must do the work that justice and equality calls us to do.
May God bless you. Thank you, Edmund.
Good morning. Still morning, right? It is good to be here in the house of the Lord. One more time. It is good to be here in the state of Alabama. One more time. Dr. Byrd, Dr. Paul, President of the City Council, my brothers and sisters. Now, I didn't grow up in a big city like Huntsville. I grew up in rural southeast Alabama, outside of Troy. My father was a sharecropper, a tenant farmer. We didn't have indoor plumbing. We didn't have power. But in 1944, when I was 4 years old, and I do remember when I was 4, I really do. My father had saved $300 and a man sold him 110 acres of land. My family is still on the land today. On this farm, we raise a lot of cotton and corn, peanuts, hogs, cows, and chickens. I won't tell you the whole story. But I'd be out there working in that field, and my mother would say, "Boy, you're falling behind." She said, "You need to catch up." I would say, "This is hard work." And she would say, "Hard work never killed anybody." I said, "Well, it's about to kill me." So I didn't like working out there in the hot sun. But as a little boy, and Dr. Byrd, you've heard me tell the story, I wanted to be a minister. I wanted to preach the gospel. So from time to time, I would gather all of our chickens together in the chicken yard. And my brothers and sisters and cousins were lined outside of the chicken yard, but they would help make up the audience, the congregation. And I would start speaking or preaching, and when I look back, some of those chickens would bow their heads. Some of those chickens would shake their heads. They never quite said amen. But I'm convinced that some of those chickens that I preached to in the 40s and the 50s tended to listen to me much better than some of my colleagues listen to me today in the Congress. And some of those chickens were just a little more productive. At least they produce eggs, but that's enough of that. But if it hadn't been for the Lord Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be standing here. I thought, Pastor, I thought I was going to down that bridge. I thought I saw death. But I believe God kept me here for a reason, for a purpose, just to try to help out a little more. The teaching of the great teacher inspired me to find a way to get in the way. When I was growing up, and I would ask my mother, my father, my grandparents, my great-grandparents about those signs that said white waiting, colored waiting, white men, colored men, white women, colored women. I would say, why? Why? And they would say, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way. But I was inspired to get in the way, to get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble. And I think as followers of the great teachers, we have to get in trouble sometime, good trouble, and never ever down that bridge. Give up. Never get lost in a sea of despair, but keep the faith and hold on. We are called to serve, to do the master's will. That's all I tried to do. Mr. President, thank you for your leadership. Dr. Berry, thank you, my friend, my brother. Thank you, Mr. President of the City Council. Thank all of you. We need your prayers. Our country, our world needs your prayer. I believe that prayer is powerful. Before we walked across that bridge, and the young, Ambassador Young, who worked with Martin Luther King Jr., led us in prayer. We kneeled. We were determined. When you call to God, you have to go and keep going. Never get weary, never get tired, but keep the faith and hold on to his unchanging hand. Thank you so much, Pastor, Elder, Doctor. I'm going to take this to Washington. And when you come and visit, it would be in my office there on Capitol Hill. That is beautiful. You all are making me cry. I can't take it anymore.